graphing a linear equation in the form y equals mx from the the lines pi slice in ALEX for geometry. So the question says graph the line, and we're given the line for this first one, y equals 4/3 times x. Now remember, in y equals mx plus b, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. Notice that we don't have a b. So if there is no b, then that means that our y-intercept is 0. So we know that this graph will cross the y-axis at 0. So in other words, it crosses right here at the origin. The slope is 4/3. So the slope, 4/3, and remember that slope is rise over run. Okay, so because 4/3 is positive, we know that we are going to rise +4 and then run, go in the horizontal direction, +3. So from the origin, all we need to do is go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1, 2, 3, and that will give us another point on this line. Now, because the slope is positive, that means that we could also say -4 over -3, because a negative divided by a negative would give us that positive back out. So we could also rise -4, so we go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go to the left 3, 1, 2, 3. So another valid point would be down here at -3, -4. Okay, that gives us plenty of points to draw our graph. We're done with that one. Now, let's take a look at the next line over here. We have just y equals x. So again, notice we have no y-intercept, so the y-intercept is 0. So for all of the ones in this particular lesson, they're going to be written in the form y equals mx. In other words, there is not going to be a b, so that means that they're all going to pass through the origin. They're all going to pass through 0, 0. So that's 1 point that you will have for every single one of these. Now, notice that it doesn't have a coefficient. Well, if there is no coefficient, that means that the assumed coefficient is 1. So we have a slope of 1, and if we want to write that as a fraction so that we can determine the rise over run, we'll just write it as 1/1. So our slope is 1/1, so we are going to rise 1 and run 1. So rise 1, run 1, so up 1, right 1. Or, again, remember, if it's positive, that means that we can also make both the top and the bottom negative. Negative divided by a negative gives us a positive back out. So we can go down 1, left 1 as well. Again, that's plenty of points. Okay, we only need 2 points technically to create a line. Okay, we've got 3 points here. So we're just going to go ahead and draw our line for y equals x.